What is up, gamers? It is Will777JP, and we are back with another review. And today we're going to be reviewing Donkey Kong Bananza. And I wasn't sure if I was going to make this review, but shout out to you guys that really pushed me to make it because I wasn't quite sure. And you guys said, hey, we want to hear your opinion. Go ahead and do the review, man. So shout out to Seafresh, shout out to Mr. Henry Heck for giving me that final kick to go ahead and do the review. Now, when I do my reviews, it takes me a while. Donkey Kong Bananza, I beat almost 2 weeks ago, but it's taken me that long because I like to take my time with reviews. I take them very serious. When I give them a final score at the end, I really mean it. I try to be, even keel about it. I take my experience into account, and it's an important thing to do. So, for those of you guys that are veterans of the channel, thank you so much for coming back. Please help me by clicking on the like button, sharing, commenting. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button. I do more than video game reviews. I also do Will It Play with No Internet videos and just general video game videos that interest me, I put out. Also, if you're a member of the channel, you're going to be seeing this before anybody else. Please leave a comment. I really want to know what you guys think about this. And if you're not a member and you want to see videos early like they do, become a member of the Keep It Gaming crew. There you have access to all my preloaded videos that have a release schedule, and you get to see them earlier than anybody else. Not just that, you also are automatically entered into my monthly PlayStation Store gift card giveaway. It's 20 bucks. It's my thank you to you, and all you have to do is be a member and for the channel to have over 10 members during that month. So please join. It's my way of saying thank you, and it's a way to support the channel. Let's get into the review. Donkey Kong Bananza review. A smashing Switch 2 adventure with some bumps. What's up, everybody? So welcome to my review of Donkey Kong Bananza, the big, bold 3D platformer exclusive for the Nintendo Switch 2. As a longtime Donkey Kong fan, I was pumped to see the ape return in a major way, especially as one of the first heavy hitters for the Nintendo's shiny new console. I spent 40 hours beating the game, and it's a wild ride with highs that will make you grin and lows that will make you groan. From addictive destruction mechanics to frustrating endgame grinds, I'll break it down to you. Expect about 10 minutes of thought on gameplay, visuals, performance, and more. Let's go bananas. Gameplay and early addiction. Right off the bat, Donkey Kong Bananza grabs you with its core gimmick, destruction. You control Donkey Kong, who's paired with a young Pauline in a subterranean world filled with banana-shaped gems and destructible environments. The game's developed by the Super Mario Odyssey team, and you can feel that DNA in its open-ended, exploration-heavy levels. What hooked me early was the sheer joy of smashing everything. Punching through walls, carving tunnels, and digging into the ground felt so good. The physics are weighty. When DK slams the terrain, dirt and debris explode into a satisfying shower. And the Joy-Con 2 rumbles add to the tactile thrill. I spent hours in the opening levels just demolishing scenery, uprooting trees, and burrowing for hidden banandium gems. Had a hard time saying that word. Completely ignoring the story. It's like Red Faction Gorilla meets a Nintendo platformer, and I was addicted. The sound design, with crunchy impacts and DK's gleeful grunts, made every punch a dopamine hit. As you progress, the game shifts into a mix of classic platforming, puzzle solving, and combat. You'll roll, climb, and use Bananza transformations like a beefy Kong form or a speedy zebra, powered by Pauline singing. These add variety, letting you smash tougher obstacles or gallop across ice. The levels are layered with biomes like lush forest and frigid tundra, and they're packed with collectibles and secrets. My 40-hour playtime to beat the main story felt substantial, with a good balance of main quests and optional challenges, but the sheer volume of side content could easily double that if you're a completionist. Visuals. Visually, Donkey Kong Bonanza is a stunner for the Switch 2. The art direction is vibrant with painterly, almost pastel like environments that pop with color. Think glowing bananas, neon lit caves, and dynamic weather effects. Donkey Kong's redesigned look is impressive, with detailed fur and wild animations that steal the show. Pauline's just as charming, with cutscenes that ooze personality. The particle effects during destruction sequences are a highlight. Dirt, sparks, and foliage fly everywhere, selling the chaos. It's not PS5 level fidelity, but it's a massive step up from the original Switch, showing off the Switch's 2 power. It really does. The biomes from arid canyons to icy lakes feel fresh despite familiar themes, thanks to Nintendo's knack for creative flair. That said, these visuals come at a cost, which brings me to performance. Performance docked versus handheld. I played mostly docked mode on my TV, and here's where things get shaky. The game's targets 50 frame or 60 frames per second, but struggles with consistent frame drops, especially in chaotic moments with lots of particles, like when you're smashing through a crowded level or fighting bosses with environmental effects. I'd be in the middle of a digging frenzy, particles everywhere, and the frame rate will dip to what felt like 30 frames per second or lower. It wasn't unplayable, but it was noticeable and frustrating, especially during the precision platforming sections. The Switch 2's 9 gigabytes of RAM and improved CPU are pushed hard by the destructible world, but its clear optimization could have been better. Switching to handheld mode, though, was a revelation. Frame drops were rare, even in the same intense scenes. The lower resolutions likely helped, but it made handheld my preferred way to play later on. If you're a docked player like me, brace for some stutters. Story and ending frustrations. The story is classic Nintendo. Light, charming, and a bit silly. But Donkey Kong and Pauline team up to stop Void Kong and his Void Co cronies from stealing a magical wish at the planet's core. The dynamic between Donkey Kong and Pauline is a highlight. Her goofy, team-like commentary adds heart, and their relationship grows surprisingly touching. But the ending, oh boy, it tested me. Without spoilers, you hit a point where you need to pay an ancient rock guardian to progress. 5,000 gold for the first set, then a ridiculous 10,000 for the final one. I was short on gold, so I had to grind for hours, replaying levels and farming enemies. It felt like a cheap way to pad the game, and no story progression should be locked behind currency. It it killed the pacing right at the climax. Then there's the false endings. The game takes you out multiple times, like with gotcha moments that drag out the finale. The first was cute, but by the third I was rolling my eyes, annoyed at the artificial extension, content, overload, and co-op. This game is stuffed with content, hidden vanadium gems, side quests, nostalgic 2D level referencing Donkey Kong Country, and post-game challenges that could push you past 60 hours easily. I had to stay laser focused on the main path to hit 40 hours because getting sidetracked was too easy. With other new Switch 2 games, or just other games in general calling me, I couldn't dive into every collectible. Though completionists will love the depth. The co-op mode, however, was a letdown. A second player can control Pauline using her vocal projectiles via the Joy-Con 2 mouse control, but it's limited to local play, and the camera sticks to DK, making the other player feel like a tag-along. It's fun for a short session with a kid or casual gamer, but it lacks the depth of a true co-op experience. Here are some other notes that I wrote down. The soundtrack is a banger, blending remixed Donkey Kong Country tracks with new tropical beats. DK Rap makes a cameo, though I wish they credited the original artist. Accessibility options like an assist mode for extra health are welcome for younger players. Some levels drag, and the checkpoint system can be punishing, especially when frame drops mess up your jumps. Still, the game's charm, Pauline's quips, DK's goofy laugh, and moments like racing Diddy on a rhino keeps it endearing. Final verdict. Donkey Kong Bananza is a fantastic Switch 2 showcase with addictive deconstruction, gorgeous visuals, and a heartfelt adventure. The early hours of smashing everything are pure joy, and the platforming holds up across this 40-hour campaign, for me at least, but docked, frame drops, a grindy endgame, and those annoying false endings keep it from true greatness. The co-op's half-baked, and the content overload can feel daunting. I'm giving it an 8 out of 10, but it's a soft 8, more like a 7.8 if I could be precise. It's a must-play for DK fans and a strong reason to own a Switch 2, but wait for patches if you're sensitive to performance hiccups. What's your take on the game? Let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Hit the like, hit the comment section, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you in the next one. Keep it gaming.